YouTube. My name is Dan, and I am the Friendly Fat Guy. I actually have just had a pretty interesting experience. It wasn't really drama-filled or anything like that, which was nice, I guess. I'm about to let you guys in on a little secret, but before that secret, something else to mention. I don't like going places sometimes. Don't like being mixed up in groups of people. I know I did a video on social anxiety a while back about the store being packed, and it's true that my social anxiety does keep me from going in places a lot of times. There have been countless times where I'll go to a store and sit in the parking lot just because there's so many people inside. I want to wait till it clears out a little bit, and also to truthfully work up the nerve to go in there when there's so many people there. That being said, though, there's something about being a really big guy in the middle of a busy, bustling place. You know, not only are the aisles and stuff not built for you, it's claustrophobic, man. They just are really, they feel like they're closing in sometimes because they're so close. I was just in a dollar store, which, the dollar stores are always a fun place to go. They've got great stuff. But, as any of you guys have been to dollar store know, it's difficult to navigate sometimes, even when you're regular sized. And keeping in mind, I'm a big guy. I'm not the friendly skinny guy. I'm a friendly fat guy, and I'm a big giant guy. And like I said before, I'm 6'7" too, which doesn't make it any easier for stuff like that. So with my fiance, who of course is very understanding and I'm very appreciative of, and we go to the store here, and she goes in. I say, look, I'm just not up for being around a lot of people today. She gets that. She understands. She's just running in for something. But a few minutes later, she gives me a call and says, hey, come on in. I've got something I want to show you, get your opinion on. It's some Christmas present stuff. And between me and my game of solitaire on the iPad, wasn't a lot going on out here. So I said, well, you know what? It's not a whole lot of people here. Let's go. So I go in, and she's showing me stuff, and in the span of about, 5 minutes tops, there are 4 different kids, 3 of which are with one person, 1 with another. Actually, it was 5. There's 3 sets. 1 set of 4, 1 set of 1, and 1 set of 1. Or sorry, 3, 1, and 1. And they're all little sweet kids, fine, not a mean bone in their little bodies, just walking around, looking at stuff with their parents at the dollar store, just checking stuff out, just like we are. It's cool. But here's the secret, man. What you don't realize as a regular sized person is you don't get looked up and down like I do. When I'm in a store, people look at me and they're like, holy crap. They don't know what to make of me. And it sucks, man. It really does. I'm used to it to an extent, but it doesn't make it any easier. And when social anxiety is present to begin with, it makes it far worse. The little kids, when you walk by, they look up at you like, holy crap, what's going on there? Because first of all, I'm way taller than anybody that they probably ever encountered, or for the most part anyway. I'm 6'7", but also I'm way bigger than most people that they would typically encounter. I'm a big guy. You guys have seen from pictures of me and everything. Luckily you just get my face during videos, so you don't have to look away. But I'm a big guy, and so they look up, and then they stop about belly level, because then their eyes go out, and then they keep going up until they make eye contact with me. Then they scurry away. And this whole process takes a few seconds, and it's difficult. Kids are more difficult than adults. Adults, you can say something to. Be like, they know better. If an adult's going to look me up and down like that, I'm going to say, can I help you? Is there something that you are needing assistance with? Do you need me to pull something off the top shelf for you? That kind of thing. I at least have something to say. But kids, they're just experiencing the world. It's innocent. They're not trying to be mean. They're not trying to be aggressive or anything like that. They're just looking at you because they're taking in the world around them. They're learning, and they've never been confronted with somebody like me, and that's okay. Admittedly, somebody my size is not the healthiest. I do want to lose weight. I've been working on losing weight for years. I've yo-yoed a lot. I've even looked into the bariatric surgery options, which may be something I end up doing in the next year, but it's something that is difficult for me anyway. And then when you see these poor, sweet little kids who, at other jobs that I've had, for example, I was a program coordinator for an after-school program at an elementary school at one point. Then kids love me. I love the kids. We always had a good time. They just come up and say, "Hey, Dan, what's up?" And it was cool, but they knew me. These kids, this is the first time they've ever seen me. And, I don't know what goes on in their head after they leave. All I know is they run away and they're not scared. I mean, I don't give off a dangerous, scary vibe, but they just don't know what to make of me. And it really, if you've never had anybody look at you that way, you're lucky. And most people don't really realize that. My fiance sometimes gets irritated with me, and I'll admit she has every right to. She wants me to go in places with her, and I want to go in places with her too. But between my social anxiety and then experiencing stuff like that, it makes it hard sometimes. And for what it's worth, she does listen and watch all my videos. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do better. We all have things that we're not good at, and this right now, it shook me. I walked out to the car and I was about in tears. I said, "Look, I'm sorry. I love you, but I've got to go to the car." And she was like, "Why?" And I said, "I just got, looked up, down, and sideways by 5 different kids, and it's just a lot to handle." The one thing, by sharing this, if I can stress anything, is, people, no matter who they are, they have feelings. When kids look at me like that, there's an impact there. And again, I don't blame any of these children. They're just kids observing the world. But maybe parents, hey, instead of, the kind of saying, "Oh, don't stare, don't point," whatever, just go up and talk to somebody. Take the fear out of it. If it's somebody that's different than them, it's not necessarily a bad thing. Anybody that knows me will tell you that any kids that are hanging around are going to have a crazy time, because I'm just silly and goofy and that kind of stuff anyway, just like any adults are going to. My nephews can attest to that. But please take the time to be like, have the conversation. It's a perfect time. You see somebody who exhibits pain outwardly versus inwardly, like me, and say, "You know what? Everybody in this world has stuff that hurts. Everybody has times that feel really bad." Reference back to something difficult that they had to do. Do you remember when you fell and got hurt? Or do you remember when grandma died? Or when kitty cat Boots got hit by the car a few years ago? Reference back to those times where they've had difficulty and say, everybody wears pain differently, and that fellow over there, that's just how he wears his. We all have ways to handle things, and I'm not saying mine are the best, but man, sometimes it really puts me in a bad spot, and it just sucks, man. But like I said, if there's something we can take out of it, talk to people. Talk to your kids about it. If you're a parent, talk to other people about it. If you see somebody like me out in the store, don't go up and say, "Why are you fat?" But be like, "Hey, I think you probably are a little different than me. Let's get to know each other." That kind of thing's okay. It's encouraged. If people come up to me and ask me questions, I'm not going to be mean. I remember my first day working at the after school program that I told you about. A little kindergartner comes in and she looks up at me, and at this point I had lost like 200 some odd pounds. I was thin. I was good looking. I'll have a video about how that felt another day. I've got it queued up in the brain already. This little kid just looks up to me, and without another thought, she says, "You're fat." And I just looked at her and said, "You're little." And then she rolled on. But it was just one of those things, like, I was a little put off by it at first, but then I realized, like, hey, this little child feels comfortable enough to talk to me and tell me something. And she wasn't trying to be mean. Like, I saw it on her face. She wasn't trying to be mean. The cool thing is 2 years later, when I left that job, that little child came and told me that she thought it was so cool that it doesn't matter what somebody looked like, that, she can make friends with everybody. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. And that's the truth of this too. If you see somebody out there who is in pain one way or another, or if you see maybe they're uncomfortable, Go talk to them. People are people. It doesn't matter how big they are, little they are. It doesn't matter what color they are, what their orientation is. None of that crap matters. None of it. Go and freaking have a conversation. I know I've been harping on that lately, but go talk to a person. They're not going to bite, hopefully. If they do, just go get a tetanus shot, rabies, whatever. But I doubt they're going to bite. I'm not going to bite anyway. They're not going to bite. They're not going to be mean. The worst that they say is, oh, I'm sorry, I got somewhere to be. But it's worth the shot to reach out to a person. You'll learn more, they'll learn more, and you'll have a better understanding of the world you're in. All right, everybody, this is Dan the Friendly Fat Guy signing off, and I will see you all later.